प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रहीतां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् ॐ वार्ताय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रहीतां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणी भगवतीमष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अन्वत्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवती देवभद्वेषिणीम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणी भगवतीमष्टादशाध्यायिनीम्.
Hi everyone. Now I would invite BlaaZe, Keshav sir and Shashi to come on stage and occupy the chairs on the podium, please. And then they would be unveiling copies of the book. Please, sir. Can I please request Shashi to come forth and speak about his journey, the process and purpose behind this book? Please, sir, the floor is all yours.
Hi, good evening, everybody. And I have attended a lot of launches here previously, and from that side. And from this side, first time, it is actually looking very different. It looks like that whoever is here has already seen Kavali. That's the reason they are here. So thank you very much for coming. I remember some 3-4 years back, I was having a dinner with Jeffrey Archer along with few friends. And he said that until the time your book is not being sold in Delhi, in streets of Delhi, you are not an author. But I have a different view on this actually. Until your book is not sold in Odyssey, you are not an author. I'm so grateful, Mr. Ashwin, to give me this opportunity. I'm really, really grateful to him. Thank you very much. Now I have a lot of friends here, and I have to thank Vidya for doing such a lovely job and setting the tone. I have to thank BlaaZe and Mr. Keshav, who's actually, they're the kind of people who actually inspire other people to, go beyond what they're doing and do things which is more of spiritual, which is my passion. In fact, Mr. Keshav, being a cartoonist, very famous cartoonist, he's also a great painter, but more importantly, he's a Krishna Bhakt, and that makes me, wonderful that I have him here. And BlaaZe, I have been interacting with him for some time now, and from Baba rap to shloka rap, you just heard his song, which he's just released, 9-minute song on Gita's song, and he's creating kind of a, inspiration for people to go back to our own, heritage and spiritual things. I have a really, kind of a, trouble when I hear the people like Wendy Doniger and other people who take our Hinduism into a kind of a belittle the whole thing. Their process of understanding Hinduism is not the way we understand Hinduism. And this book is actually about that. I remember almost around 2 years back, I asked my son, who's taking picture here right now, I asked my son, have you read Bhagavad Gita? And he says, no, what is the point? That made me, feel uncomfortable that young generation now doesn't want to go back to our heritage, spiritual things or scriptures, because we have been told by Westerns that our things are really bad. We are paganistic, shamanistic, and whatever name they want to call us, because they usually cherry pick the things. We have written thousands and thousands of shlokas. We have written so many books, but they find the bad things and bring it to us. And that has actually got the, our young generation go away from the whole thing, which makes me sad. And the reason I remember another very famous author, and I actually like him. I like him a lot. His name is Milan Kundera. He's a Czech author, and he's also a great philosopher. He said, anything creative, anything of kind of a music or kind of a painting, anything has to have a purpose. Then only it will make sustain the whole thing. And before I talked to my son, I didn't have the purpose to publish it. I wrote the book. Actually, I thought about writing the book in 1987 when I went to Rishikesh. And at that time, I had realized that I'm going to write the book. I wrote the book in 2010 November, and I started sharing parts of the book in my blog. But there was no purpose. The only probable purpose at that point of time was to become an author. It's basically an ego thing, You become an author, and everybody comes here and teaches you as author. But that was not sustainable reason for me. The picture will not look good, no, when he's there. Okay, okay. So there was no purpose at that point in time. But when I wrote around 500,000 words. It's a whole book I wrote around 2010, 500,000 words. The first book is out of 125,000 words, thanks to Mahesh and Nandita and of course Maureen, our book club member. She edited and brought it down to 72,000 words. So I had done that. And the reason I want to publish that book was to get our people or young generation to go back to our heritage and culture's heritage. Now see, the mind works on two things basically. One is the language and the other is logic. And people, if you go back to our beautiful books like Kalidasa or Puranas, Upanishad, the language is so beautiful. Young generation should go and read those books because only language itself will change you. You don't have to go into depths of the whole knowledge, but the only language, if young generation reads it, it will change. I remember that, what is the guy's name? Pythagoras. Pythagoras came to India in 3,000 years back. 3,000 years back he came. Actually, he came to Kanchipuram. They don't recognize this. He came to Kanchipuram and read the whole, got trained from here, and he wrote. He's famous for Pythagoras theorem, which basically is from Shalabha Sutra. Exact copy of the whole thing. He has taken there and got that. But the other good thing he took from India was our educational system. That is Gurukul system. He started his own institute back home, and the alumni of that institute was Socrates, Plato, Aristotle. And these are supposed to be the thought leaders for the Western world. They realized the beauty of our scriptures. We have not, which really pains me. Let me again come back to a real, kind of a nearby examples. There's a guy called George Lemaitre. In 1932, he was a priest. Please note this, he was a priest. He was also doing astronomy, but he was a priest, Catholic priest. In 1932, he observed the sky, night sky, and realized the nebulas are going away. So over a period of 2-3 years, he did the thought experiment and came back and said, he proposed, he didn't prove, he proposed that the universe, since it's expanding now, it has to start from a point. And for that, he said the whole universe started from a point. Then his friend, George Gamow, in 1942 BBC lecture, he gave this proposal a name which is called the Big Bang. He gave that name then, 1942. And in 1968 and 70, Stephen Hawking and another guy, Steve Penrose, they went on the proposition, went for the mathematical formula and proven exactly that yes, by mathematics, they prove the whole universe has started from the Big Bang. But why I'm telling this story? The reason is, almost around 2500, I think 500, 600 BC, Mandukya Upanishad, the first thing starts, shloka starts with, the whole universe started from a Pranavnath. Now, Pranavnath, if in literally means the deep sound. And if I paraphrase this deep sound, the Big Bang. Okay, so we have said 3,000 years back, this is what's happened. This unit started from a Big Bang. But now if I go and tell any scientist, anybody here, they will laugh at me. The reason? Because unfortunately in India, 3,000 years earlier, we only took the ritual part of it, not the thought part of it. We have become only ritualistic. So nobody took the Mandukya Upanishad's shloka and went after it, did the research and proven it. If you have done that, we could have actually got the whole Big Bang theory in 2,000 years back. And that's what saddens me. Because we are not looking into our heritage, our scriptures. I will come a little bit more closer now. I'll come to US. There's a very famous and very intelligent and very popular mathematician. His name is Manjul Bhargava. Manjul Bhargava went to his village. His grandfather gave him a shloka. And that shloka, and Manjul Bhargava is, by the way, field medalist, which basically means he's the mathematics Nobel Prize. He's a field medalist from India. So his grandfather gave a shloka, and in the shloka he realized that the shloka has Fibonacci sequence. Based on that Fibonacci sequence, he got inspired and wrote his thesis, which got him the PhD from a shloka. So you see, there are many things are there. Only if we go back, my book is only one step towards getting the young generation to come to, come to our heritage. Don't go by what the other people are saying, the sad things. Wendy Doringer says Shivlinga, it has totally a different meaning because she literally translates Shivlinga, whereas if I tell you or any Indian will not see Shivlinga as a Shivlinga. I don't want to say that word, but she has got it in very physical terms, but we don't realize that. So now I will end this with only one thing, giving you another example, which is quite closer to us, which is, I have seen it happening, BlaaZe. He started from, doing the songs from West Indies and all these things. He worked with A.R. Rahman, he worked with the Slumdog Millionaire. He realized the beauty of our scriptures, and he now sings shloka rap. And I realized the music we started with is his latest one, which we collaborated, and I'm also collaborating with him on the 9 songs of the monk. So that album, BlaaZe, he puts in the heart and work. And another friend of mine, Paul Jacob, who actually could not come, they are great. So with that, I request you to please go back and read something, not for the rituals, not for anything else, just for the language. At least that is very good. Thank you very much.
Oh Gita, I meditate upon thee. 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 Rapana parijata yatotra vetraika panaye. Jnana mudraya Krishnaya Geetamrita duhe namaha. Rapana parijata yatotra vetraika panaye. Jnana mudraya Krishnaya